it'll be a challenge, but I'm ready for him. I'm ready for him. I'm ready to go out there and destroy him and, move on. I'm not playing no games.
It was him and his team that probably orchestrated him getting into the ring and calling out Usyk and trying to set that up. It's a fight that Turkey wants to see, and Frank Warren wants to see.
Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois are set to face off in a fight that could change everything in heavyweight boxing. Parker aims to upset Dubois' plans for a rematch with Usyk, while Dubois insists he'll deal with Parker first before turning his attention back to Usyk. Both sides are bringing intensity, and their confidence is making this matchup even more thrilling. The recent face-off between Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois on DAZN added even more fire to their upcoming clash. Both fighters are brimming with confidence, each determined to prove their dominance in the heavyweight division. Dubois dismissed Parker's recent performances, implying that the former champion's prime is behind him. On the other hand, Parker confidently declared that his best days are still ahead, making it clear he's ready to take on the challenge.
I respect, he's been on form for the last couple of fights, but if you look at, I think he's had his day in my opinion.
I've only just started. My day is coming.
Dubois has showcased his trademark power and speed throughout his career, but Parker's camp, led by coach Andy Lee, is banking on Parker's ring intelligence and improved physicality.
We know what Daniel has: a great jab, great power, speed, somewhat, maybe not as fast as Joe, hand speed, not as good as footwork as Joe.
Lee highlighted Parker's ability to neutralize power punchers in the past, drawing comparisons to his strategic victories over Deontay Wilder and Zhang. Meanwhile, Dubois remains unfazed, confident that his raw strength and precision will be too much for Parker to handle.
What Joe has is intelligence. He's a clever fighter, and that's how we diffused the power of Deontay Wilder. That's how he outfought and outsmarted Zhang.
Frank Warren also weighed in on the fight, noting that neither fighter is underestimating the challenge ahead. He emphasized that both Dubois and Parker are entering the ring with immense self-belief, which will make this clash even more thrilling.
I'll tell you one thing about this: neither of them are taking it lightly, that's for sure, and it's all about self-belief.
Joseph Parker's reign as WBO interim heavyweight champion is set to end as soon as the fight begins. WBO president Gustavo Olivieri shared on social media that Parker has always embodied the true spirit of the sport, calling him a consummate professional, a gentleman, and a champion both inside and outside the ring. Olivieri went on to confirm, in accordance with WBO policy regarding the unification of interim titles, we have mutually agreed that Joseph Parker will enter the ring as champion, and he will be announced as such. However, upon the sound of the opening bell, the title will be declared vacant. This move underscores how intense the heavyweight division is, with titles on the line every time fighters step into the ring. The question now is whether Parker can still defend his honor and prove himself worthy. Joseph Parker is keeping a calm and respectful attitude ahead of his fight with Daniel Dubois. While both fighters have said little leading up to the encounter, Parker acknowledges that things will change once the bell rings. He explains that before the fight, there's mutual respect, but in the ring, the aim is to dominate and win.
Listen, we don't really have a lot to say, the both of us. Probably I say a little bit more than he does, but it's always respectful before the fight. And once you're in the ring, it's a different story. We want to bash each other up and win.
Reflecting on Dubois' rise in the sport, Parker recognizes the challenge he presents, especially after his performance against Anthony Joshua, where he proved many people wrong, including Parker himself.
Yeah, Daniel was one of those opponents where, he's done very well. Miller, Hergovich, and Joshua. And we didn't know who was going to win the fight at the time. I thought Joshua was going to win, but he proved me and a lot of people wrong and put on one of the best performances of his life.
Parker knows how significant this fight is, having been waiting for such an opportunity for a long time. With the fight now confirmed, he's focused and preparing diligently for the challenge that lies ahead, knowing that facing a world champion is no small task.
And we've been waiting for a big fight for a long time, myself, Andy, and George, and now that we've locked it in, we can say we are preparing very well for this challenge in front of us, fighting for the championship of the world and fighting the champion of the world, Daniel Dubois.
Joseph Parker has faced a number of challengers since his loss to Alexander Usyk, but Frank Warren, the head of Queensberry Promotions, believes Daniel Dubois is in a better position going into their fight. Warren highlighted Parker's recent performances, where he has been the underdog but still managed to stop undefeated fighters and former world champions in style. He said, "Joe Parker is on a roll himself. Daniel couldn't have picked a tougher fight, and that's what it's about. Daniel's going to have his hands full, but he believes in himself. We're game, and we're going to see a cracking fight. A win for Dubois would likely set up a rematch with Usyk, who is still the subject of questions about his future in the heavyweight division. Warren noted that after Usyk's victory over Tyson Fury, he immediately set his sights on the Ukrainian champion. However, Warren added, "We're not sure if Usyk will stay at heavyweight or drop back to cruiserweight as he nears the end of his career." With Dubois and Parker both hungry for victory, the outcome of their fight could have major implications for the future of the division. Eddie Hearn has expressed a strong belief in Joseph Parker's chances against Daniel Dubois. In an interview with Instill Boxing, Hearn, who considers Parker a close friend, confidently stated that he believes Parker will win the fight. He highlighted Parker's style as a key factor that could trouble Dubois, believing that the New Zealander has the right approach to outwork and outsmart his opponent. Hearn's admiration for Parker is clear, describing him as being in the form of his career.
I think he wins the fight. You know, I mean, I'm kind of like Joseph's unofficial promoter. He's a mate of mine. I love him, and I think he's going to win. I do. I think he's got the style to beat Daniel Dubois.
Hearn also acknowledged the danger of Daniel Dubois' recent success, noting how sometimes a big win can lead to a bit of overconfidence. He pointed out Dubois' recent calling out of Usyk, warning that if he were Parker, he would stay focused and chip away at Dubois without getting distracted.
Sometimes when you get that big win, you know, you get a little bit carried away. See him in the ring against, you know, calling out Usyk, and you know, if I'm Joseph Parker, I'm just chipping away, working away. And it's a tough fight, but I think he'll win.
Eddie Hearn had previously criticized Daniel Dubois when he proposed a fight with Alexander Usyk after Usyk's victory over Tyson Fury, calling it an unrealistic challenge at the time. Hearn acknowledged Dubois' talent, but emphasized that before even thinking about Usyk, Dubois needs to prove himself against a fighter like Parker.
Definitely a better fighter than he is a call-out merchant. You know, that's not really his style, and it was probably the wrong kind of time. But listen, he's got to do what he's got to do, and I don't really see any other fights for Alexander Usyk. One thing I will tell you is, don't count your chickens. I don't think Daniel Dubois will necessarily beat Joseph Parker.
Eddie pointed out Parker's current form, having secured notable wins over Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang, and highlighted how the former world champion is in the best shape of his career. Hearn expressed doubts about Dubois' chances, stressing that Parker's experience, confidence, and physical condition make him a much tougher test than Dubois has faced so far.
I think Joseph Parker's on a tremendous run of form. He's in the shape of his life. He's extremely confident.
Frank Warren had also warned Daniel Dubois when he first challenged Alexander Usyk, advising him to stay focused on the task at hand instead of looking too far ahead. Warren emphasized that Dubois should not underestimate Joseph Parker, who presents a significant challenge in the heavyweight division. While Dubois has expressed interest in a rematch with Usyk, Warren reminded him that Parker must be his top priority for now. In such a competitive weight class, overlooking a fighter like Parker could prove to be a costly mistake, especially given Parker's experience and impressive form.
To be done about it, you know, Daniel has got a tough fight in February to worry about. That's the main thing he should be worrying about at the moment, and that's his fight against Joe Parker. That is going to be a tough fight for both of them. It's a good fight, and I'm looking forward to that. And after that fight, then let's see what happens.
Joseph Parker has already warned Daniel Dubois that he could spoil the much-anticipated Usyk versus Dubois fight. Speaking at a media event, Parker acknowledged that both His Excellency Turki Alalshik and Frank Warren are eager to see the clash between Usyk and Dubois, but he made it clear that he's ready to throw a wrench into those plans. He pointed out that calling out another fighter before taking on his current opponent is a sign that Dubois might be overlooking the challenge ahead of him.
Just, well, if you jump in the ring and call out another fighter, you know, after the Usyk and Fury fight, it's a big sign that you're overlooking the fight that's in front of you. But I know they're planning ahead and they want the big fights down the line, but you have to really focus on what's in front of you. You know, it was him and his team that probably orchestrated him getting into the ring and calling out Usyk and trying to set that up. You know, it's a fight that Turkey wants to see and Frank Warren wants to see.
While Parker understands the big fight plans, he's focused on the task at hand, and he's determined to spoil the party. He acknowledged that they might be seen as underdogs, but Parker is confident that they will defy the odds and leave Dubois and the promoter's plans in ruins.
So, but we're here to, you know, I'm here to spoil the party.
Although many people believe that Daniel Dubois is distracted by his call out to Usyk, he made it clear that he's fully focused on his upcoming fight with Joseph Parker. In an interview with TNT Sports, Dubois confirmed that while he has his sights set on Usyk, he knows he first has to get past Parker. It's all about making noise, he said, acknowledging the importance of making his intentions clear. I'm going to do a demolition job on him, and then I want Usyk next. I'm ready for it, and I'm on a roll, so bring them on. Dubois continued, emphasizing his confidence heading into the fight, stating, I'm just on a roll, I'll be too much, too fast and strong for him. Despite Parker's nice guy act, Dubois added, I know once the bell goes, we're gonna try and take each other's heads off. Similarly, Parker acknowledged Daniel Dubois' impressive growth as a fighter. In an interview with Second Sout, he recognized Dubois' relentless pressure and powerful combinations, calling it one of the toughest challenges of his career. Despite Dubois' strengths, Parker remains confident in his own abilities. He believes that his speed, movement, and experience will give him the edge in their upcoming fight.
Because I was looking for a big fight, and Daniel is a great fight to be involved with because he's in good form. He's looked great in his last 3 outings, and he's full of confidence. And with each fight, he looked better and better. So I have to be on my game and better than what I was against Zhang and Wilder.
Despite their determination to defeat one another, Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker have shown mutual respect outside the ring. The two fighters recently crossed paths in Riyadh ahead of the Fury vs. Usyk showdown. Their encounter, captured on video, featured Parker interrupting Dubois' interview to greet him with a fist bump and a quick hug. They shared a light exchange, discussing their boxing journeys and their time in Saudi Arabia, which has become a hub for major boxing events like Fury vs. Usyk. Parker later posted the clip on Instagram, writing, "Good to catch up with my next opponent, Dynamite Daniel Dubois, here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia." While they're now focused on their respective training camps, Joey Knight Boxing Channel gave a unique prediction on this fight. He expressed some uncertainty about Daniel Dubois' status as the clear favorite in the upcoming fight. He acknowledged that while many might consider Dubois the favorite, it's not as simple as it seems. He emphasized that Joseph Parker might not be the underdog in this matchup, despite the general perception. As the fight approaches, he believes the odds are much closer, making it a 50-50 fight. Knight also mentioned that while he's not making an official prediction just yet, he hopes to be at the event to witness it firsthand. As the fight draws nearer, his perspective may evolve, but for now, he sees it as an evenly matched contest between the two fighters.
Dubois, then you would make Daniel Dubois a fairly sizable favourite maybe in this one, but I'm not sure it's that straightforward and that just simply happens. I'm also not sure that Joseph Parker's an underdog in this fight. I will obviously make an official fight prediction as this fight draws closer. I really hope to be out there for it, but at the moment I do see this one as a 50-50 fight. As it draws closer and I'm out there and I see both men, I'll be able to smell something in the air almost, and I would definitely lean towards one man. But as for the moment, I'm pretty neutral here.
David Higgins, Joseph Parker's promoter, expressed confidence that a potential rematch with Anthony Joshua could happen if Parker defeats Daniel Dubois. He mentioned 100% Joshua would interest Parker. Eddie Hearn has been good to work with, and Joseph has always wanted a rematch. Higgins also emphasized Parker's readiness for a quick turnaround, saying, if the date is far enough off, Joseph would fight quickly. He backs up quickly. If he wins against Dubois and is offered a big money fight, a rematch against Joshua at Wembley in 3 months, I'm sure he would jump at it. This statement shows that Parker is eager to take on big challenges and would be willing to face Joshua in a high-profile fight. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, confirmed that Joshua's focus is now on regaining the World Heavyweight Championship. Hearn shared, Joshua's career now is not about Tyson Fury, it's about regaining the World Heavyweight Championship. We look to the winner of Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker or another challenge in the heavyweight division. With Tyson Fury's retirement news casting doubt on the possibility of a fight between Fury and Joshua, the winner of Parker versus Dubois is now in line to be Joshua's next opponent. However, Turki Alalshek seems to have different plans for Joshua's future, as he shifts focus toward other thrilling possibilities amid Tyson Fury's retirement casting doubts over a potential fight. Alalshek highlighted that if Fury remains unavailable, a clash between Joshua and Deontay Wilder could be the next big event.
If you want something about the British market, I want to see Joshua and Wilder now. If Tyson is not available, why not Joshua and Wilder?
Additionally, Turkey expressed interest in hosting high-profile bouts, including Joshua facing Martin Bakole, possibly in Africa. These plans suggest that while the Joshua versus Fury matchup remains a fan-favorite dream, alternative fights could still bring the excitement and spectacle fans desire.
Yeah, we finished the deal with Bakole against the Nigerian fighters, Gogba or something like this.
Ajogba, yeah.
Ajogba, yes, we finished it. They must do it because it is mandatory for the IBF.
For the IBF,
Then, after that, we are open to see Joshua also against Bakole. I want to see this fight, right? I want to see it, but you know where I want to see it?
In Africa.
I want to see it in Africa, yeah.
Gareth A. Davies, much like Turki Alalshik, has laid out a potential path for Anthony Joshua's future, suggesting that Joshua should first face Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder in his next 6 fights. If Joshua wins these 2 matchups, he could then be given a shot at a rematch with IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois, or even a long-awaited fight against Tyson Fury.
Where Anthony Joshua is right now.
Yep.
Put him in with Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder in the next 6 months, and then if he wins both those fights, then give him a fight with Daniel Dubois if Daniel Dubois only wants the rematch.
he's got to,
or Tyson Fury.
The upcoming fight between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker, scheduled for February 22, has significant implications for the heavyweight division. If Dubois wins, he will earn the chance to face Alexander Usyk in a highly anticipated title fight. On the other hand, if Parker secures a victory, it could pave the way for him to challenge for major titles and elevate his standing in the division. Eddie Hearn has made it clear that the winner of this fight will likely compete against Anthony Joshua, as the long-discussed bout between Joshua and Tyson Fury seems increasingly unlikely due to Fury's potential retirement. This fight therefore holds the key to future title opportunities and will undoubtedly affect the direction of heavyweight boxing. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Fight Entertainment channel for all the latest updates and exciting content. Who do you think will come out on top, Dubois or Parker? Share your thoughts in the comments below.